C-130 part of our MAGTF demo taking off, going to orbit. They'll be back in just a few minutes after Herb and Ditto fly for the MAGTF demo. Very, very exciting, complete with pyrotechnics out in the center of the airfield here. And that C-130 will be followed by 2 FA-18 Hornets. Following our MAGTF demo, we'll have the Bull Stearman 450 horsepower Stearman, otherwise known as a PT-17, used to train World War II pilots. It was part of the primary training cycle for the United States Army Air Corps. Primary trainer, PT-17, followed on after 65 hours in that aircraft by the BTs, or the basic trainers, like the BT-13, the multi-vibrator, and then on up to the advanced trainers, the ATs, like the AT-6 Texan. This Stearman, though, has a 450 horsepower Pratt & Whitney engine in it. It originally came out in the Army Air Corps version with only a 220 horsepower Continental engine. This is upgraded and can do a lot of things that the 220 horsepower Stearman could not do. See helicopters, the CH-53s and others, taking off part of our MAGTF demo. They're going to orbit. They'll be back momentarily with an exciting doing all the civilians here up on this end of the ramp with the FedEx Airbus and the Delta 757. We need you to move to your right all the way down by the big C5 down there and the C-17 all the way down to the opposite end of the ramp. This is a hot area and we're going to be taxiing airplanes in and out of here. A lot of our static airplanes have not arrived yet, so we'd like to ask your cooperation in moving all the way down as you're facing the runway to your right, down by the big C5 down there. Feel free to walk right up to the barriers that we've got down there to get an up-close and personal look at everything. But we do need this area behind the speaker stand up here by the A-10s and the Delta 757 and the FedEx Freighter and the B-1B Lancer. We need all of you folks to move all the way down to your right, down by the C5.
You were definitely prepared, better than I was. That is cold.
2 FA-18 C model Hornets on the takeoff roll, part of our MAGTF demo.
Yeah, they're right there.
provided by Marine Wing Support Squadron 472. And now from your left, you will see the C-130 with the 2 CH-53E Sea Stallions demonstrating aerial refueling. C-130 and the CH-53E Sea Stallion. Ladies and gentlemen, from your left, 1 UH-1 November Huey helicopter is approaching. In a few seconds, you will see him stabilize over the landing zone, or the LZ, and Special Operations Forces or SOF Marines will fast rope to the ground. This technique is used when a tactical situation or terrain prevents the helicopter from landing. As you just saw, the Marines exited the aircraft and landed in a matter of seconds. These Marines will call for and direct naval and aerial fires to destroy enemy positions on the battlefield before the full force of Marines are brought in for the assault. This small contingent of Marines all have the power to conduct reconnaissance or call in destruction of apocalyptic proportions on deeply entrenched enemies. In just a moment, the F-18s will return to engage targets in a deep airstrike. They will then be followed by more jet attacks. First, Hornet 1 will conduct bomb runs, followed by Hornet 2 as they attack by strafing the LZ. Each of these maneuvers are current tactics used today. The majority of the aircraft used within the MAGTF is for close air support or transport for the ground combat element or logistics combat element. However, other specialized missions are also available. The 6 main functions include assault support, anti-air warfare, offensive air support, electronic warfare, control of aircraft and missiles, and aerial reconnaissance. And now approaching low from your left, just in case a few hostile troops remain in the area, 2 extremely lethal escorts, small but deadly AH-1 Whiskey Cobras, provide additional support. The AH-1 Whiskey is a significantly improved version of the venerable AH-1J and T models, which have served the Marine Corps since 1968. The Whiskey Cobra has twice the power and lift capability of the previous versions and can be equipped with air-to-air and air-to-ground missiles, as well as a deadly anti-armor capability. You will also notice that the Cobras have taken off with 1 Huey November helicopter. That twin-piloted helicopter is used to resupply small unit insertions and extractions, casualty evacuations, in addition to escort and command and control. Today, that Huey is serving as an airborne command post and radio relay for the mission commander. In just a few moments from your left, you will see 3 CH-46E Sea Knights. They will demonstrate the vertical assault technique The Sea Knights are fully instrumented twin-engine tandem rotor helicopters. These aircraft have been in service with our Corps since 1964 and continue to provide assault support for our Marines today. Assault support is one of the main functions of Marine Corps aviation and comprises those actions required to airlift personnel, supplies, or equipment into or within a battle area. It provides the commander the ability to concentrate his strength against selected weaknesses using speed and surprise and the tenacity of the Marine rifleman. It also provides operational and tactical mobility used to focus combat power at the decisive place and time to achieve local combat superiority, something the Marines do with supreme beauty.
What the Cobra should have done was cover and just have pyrotechnics go off. Oh, here come the 46s.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, from your left, the CH-46E Sea Knight conducts troop insertion. As the Sea Knights continue with the troop insert and depart from the LZ, you will observe the Cobras as they maintain security in the objective area.
Oh, this is nice.
To the front right, if you can see in front of you, you will notice that the CH-53E Super Stallion will be lifting one of our high mobility multi-purpose wheeled vehicles, or Humvees, into the drop zone. This Humvee weighs 6,000 pounds and has been a staple of the ground combat element since the late 1980s. Integration of air assets to support the Marine Rifleman is not a new concept to the Marine Corps. It is something we train for extensively and feel we do better than anyone else. Watch now as the Infantry Marines conduct their assault. The assault can be conducted in one of three ways: horizontally across the land, vertically by air, or a combination of both. In order to overcome the enemy troops that have taken them under fire, the platoon commander has decided to launch a frontal attack using the organic firepower he controls. This includes M16 rifles, M249 squad automatic machine guns, and M203 grenade launchers. The squads maneuvering towards you are conducting the assault in order to destroy the enemy's prepared defenses, and are doing so exactly as similar units are doing this day in Afghanistan.
That's why those are Sea Knights, those are really Sea Cobras, and the 53s are Sea Stallions.
The Marines are led by highly trained Marine officers who pride themselves on leading from the front and bring both ferocity and intellect to the fire.
This was the one that dropped the troops by the rappelling. And these are the two coming in. This is the one.
Marine aviation officially began on May 22nd, 1912, when First Lieutenant Alfred A. Cunningham reported to Naval Aviation Camp in Annapolis, Maryland, for duty in connection with aviation. As the number of Marine aviators grew, so did the avid desire to separate from naval aviation. It was first designated as separate from naval aviation on January 6, 1914, when First Lieutenant Bernard L. Smith was directed to Culebra, Puerto Rico, to establish the Marine section of the Naval Flying School. This was followed in 1915 when the Commandant of the Marine Corps authorized the creation of a Marine Corps Aviation Company consisting of 10 officers and 40 enlisted men. February 17, 1917 saw the establishment of the first official Marine flying unit with the commissioning of the Marine Aviation Company for duty with the Advanced Base Force at the Philadelphia Navy Yard. And now from the left, in comes the CH-53 external load with the Humvee. Infantry has secured the immediate area, they begin to assault their objective using small unit tactics. These tactics exploit the use of terrain and vegetation to mask their movements. In an open area such as this, however, they increase their dispersion and take advantage of all available supporting arms. If this isn't enough firepower, the company commander will request close air support from the Hornets. In just a moment, you will see the F-18s provide close air support, followed by battle damage assessment. This is the synergy of the combined arms attack. Support tactics began during World War I, when it was known as trench strafing. Between the world wars, many close air support techniques were developed by the Corps, such as dive bombing, which you have seen before you. Today, many technologies such as GPS and laser targeting allow better coordination and communication between air and ground forces. Close air support is a critical enabler to the combined arms team.
So, whatever you why did you leave Stewart to swing the guy on his own? I told you to do it. Well, she said, I told him here to do this. I told her. She asked me to do it alone. She said, why did you leave Stewart to do it on his own? I asked him. You got him?
Oh, yeah. It's a bunch of brown water.
I called her and you know, there's a dark clouds up there. I just been here to see right now. Like, wow, that's like that dark out there. Yeah, Sonnenfeld was one of the ones that caught up. She went to, I want to hear it. Well, I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do So they're here. I can check this out.
And now, coming from your left, the F-18s will conduct their battle damage assessment, or what we refer to as the BDA.
This is Dave. Hi. Hey, nice to meet you earlier. Yeah, it's kind of odd.
Our Marines on the ground, combined with the close air support from the aviation combat element, have been successful in their operation today. The objective is secure. This has been an example of how a Marine Air Ground Task Force operates in an actual combat situation. Working in unison, this carefully planned and executed operation gives Marines the firepower and protection necessary to accomplish the diverse missions with which we are frequently assigned.
Commander's actually going to release himself. Where are you staying?
Ladies and gentlemen, today we will perform a pass and review. In ancient times, commanders would form a line of battle like today's parade. In times past, after conducting exercises or tactical tests, commanders ordered their command to pass and review. As a final act in a parade, each unit marches in front of their commander so he can observe every platoon and man to evaluate their state of training. The infantry platoon was commanded by Captain Steve Morris from MWSS 472, Joint Base McGuire-Dix-Lakehurst, New Jersey. And now, approaching from your left, the MAGTF Aviation Combat Element Pass and Review. The CH-53s from HMH 772 are flown by Major Josh Cormier, Captain Luke Frank, Captain Dan Fitzpatrick, and Major Harley Burnett. The CH-46s from HMM 774 are flown by Lieutenant Colonel David Bone, Major Dan Wilcox, Lieutenant Colonel Mark Sexton, Major Carl Hoffman, Lieutenant Colonel Jack Merkel, and Major Luis Gomez. The AH-1 Whiskies from HMLA 773 Det B are flown by Major Ted Batesel and Major Richard Bartolomea, Captain Jeff Speakman, and Lieutenant Colonel Jeff Murray. The UH-1N Huey from HMLA 773 Det B is flown by Captain Jack Olson and Major Dan Bird. The first and second F-18s are from VMFA 112 and are flown by Lieutenant Colonel Jonathan Skipper and Major Eric Torin. The KC-130 from BMGR 452 is flown by Major Paul Pinard, Captain Mark Robertson, Navigator Chief Warrant Officer 3 Christopher Price, and Flight Engineer Staff Sergeant Stephen Stewart. Also today we have Mr. Roger Crawford handling our EOD and pyrotechnics. This awesome display of explosive power was brought to you by Colonel Christopher Papich and the Marines of MAG 49. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the MAGTF demonstration. The equipment used for today's assault is on static display, and we invite you to take a closer look and speak with our Marines.